Hi everyone, I'm going to go ahead and start on this lesson where I'm going to be painting lily painting with the black background. The first thing I want to do is use a flat palette knife to paint the background with the black acrylic paint. Here I'm just going to spread the black paint across the surface. Now my surface is already pre-gessoed. I'm actually painting on the wood that I got from Home Depot. I like painting on wood. And for this particular painting, I decided to go with the wood hard surface and just sewed it. And now I'm just spreading the black paint over the entire surface. The size of this wood is about 11 by 12. Um, it's a pretty nice size. It's pretty close to a standard 11 by 14 canvas. So here I'm just spreading over my black paint for my basic ground. And what I'm going to do is let the paint dry first, and then I'm going to paint on top of it and allow that black to show through my overall painting, and it's going to make a cool effect. So if you're going to work on this particular painting, just spread the black paint over the entire surface with a palette knife. This way you'll leave some nice texture on the surface as well. If you use a brush, it'll be cool. It will also make the paint kind of flat, whereas you use the palette knife, it'll leave some nice texture. So that's what you want to kind of go for. And I'll tell you why a little bit later after the paint dries. And that's going to be pretty much it. Just kind of cover up the entire surface. Now I allow the black paint to dry about 35 to 45 minutes. Since you're using acrylic, it doesn't take that long. Um, Once it dry, now I'm going to pretty much outline my flower with the white paint. I'm using white paint, so of course because it's a nice contrast with the black paint. Now I'm not looking at any particular real life flower. I'm just kind of looking, just using my memory as a regular lily painting. So you can kind of follow this particular uh, flower yourself, or you can get your own. But the main thing, I just want you to know that how to create the whole black background technique. So here I'm just using my regular brush to outline my lily flower. And I'm just drawing some petals. And I'm drawing the stem now. And that should make a nice, good composition. I could have brought the flower up at the top part a little bit higher. Um, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it like it is. And what I'm going to start on is my background here. I want to try to get a neutral color. And what I did was mix of, what I did pretty much is mix some white, raw sienna, raw umber, hooker's green, and cadmium yellow. I used a lot of white. I wanted a light background, so and I pretty much used a little bit of raw sienna, a little bit of raw umber, a little bit of green and cadmium yellow to get my neutral color. This is pretty much what I came up with. What you see here on this paper plate. I'm gonna get a nice consistent color. And now that the black is dry and there's some nice texture, you can't see it because it's black, but when I rub my palette knife up against the bumpy texture, it kind of leaves that nice cool effect. Now I don't put a lot of palette paint on my palette knife when I'm working or experimenting with this particular painting effect. So here you see me just kind of putting just a little bit of paint on my palette knife, and I just kind of go up and down on the black surface. I'm going to get inside those petals. Use my pointed tip palette knife to get inside those areas. Can't really see the bottom right now because my shoulder's in the way, but you'll be able to see it. But you definitely want to let some of that black show, and that makes a nice, unique look. And again, I'm just rubbing my palette knife over the bumpy textures that I made earlier using the black paint and my palette knife. Normally in a regular paint, I would cover up all those empty spaces that you see, but for this particular painting, I'm just going to allow those black areas to show. I'm just going to cover up the entire surface, entire background, and it's coming along good. I like it. I like it a lot. And imagine me doing this on a larger scale. You doing this on a larger scale. I think it'll look real cool. And here I just have one flower, but just imagine doing on a larger surface, canvas or wood or whatever, with a bunch of flowers. And I think it'll look real nice. Be a nice painting for your home. It almost look like a linoleum cut wood block almost. And here I'm just kind of adding a little texture, little strokes. You know me, I like to have a lot of movement going on in my painting. Let me get the edges. And that's pretty much it. I like it. I like it a lot. And you're just kind of getting some of those empty areas next to the stem and on those petals. That's good. That's good. All right, now what I want to do is paint the petals with. I'm just going to add a lot of white to the color of my background. So I'm just going to actually just get a little bit of that background color and add a lot of white to it. So I could have did my petals yellow. I could have did it, I guess red or whatever, whatever color lily that you want. But this particular paint, I wanted a nice white color to kind of complement the background. So if you try this demonstration, I would encourage you to, experiment, try whatever colors that you want. Again, the main point we're trying to accomplish is getting that nice, unique look with that black background under our overall painting. Now, getting those petals can be a bit challenging because of the sharp pointed uh, tips and going upside down, so that was a little bit of a challenge for me. I probably could have used a smaller palette knife, but I just like using that medium-sized palette knife with most of my paintings. Even when I'm using painting a large painting, I just like, I have more control with that particular size palette knife. Now there is a little yellow tint in my color that I'm using for my petals, but again, I feel like it's a nice color to complement that background. I think one of the mistakes I did on this particular uh, part in this painting is I could have allowed a little bit more black to show. I was just so focused on trying to get the paint inside those petals that I probably should allow a little bit more of that black to show in between those petals. But that's okay. Here I'm gonna add just a little bit of green, a little bit more green to the color that I had. And the reason why I want to add a little shadow, a little value to each petal on the inside. I should have did the darker area first. I just got a little excited to paint my overall petal. Normally I would have painted the dark area first. These petals can get a little lost um, because I'm using palette knife. I'm gonna have to go back in and kind of define each petal a little bit later. I'm doing a little bit with the tip of my palette knife now, but I have to go back in. I'm gonna paint the inside of the flower. Here I'm just using a little bit of cadmium yellow, um, a little bit of white. Again, try to allow some of that black to show. And I like that. The inside of the flower. I'm gonna work on my stem. Basically, I'm just using the tip of my palette knife again to paint my stem and my leaves on my stems. Add a few highlights. Add a few shadows. Now some of the white that I have that I've been using in the petal, I'm going to put around um, throughout the painting. As you can see, I'm just rubbing my palette knife lightly up against the background. I kind of like that, just a little bit. I think I'm going to go paint back over it. Kind of takes away from the background just a little bit, so I'm going to actually go back over it. And that should be it. Now I'm going to define the petals. They are a little lost, so I'm going to kind of use the tip of my palette knife to kind of help define them. First, I'm going to add a little bit more white to my petals. These are going to serve as my highlights, and then I'm going to go in and kind of define each petal with the tip of my palette knife. I'm gonna use a little bit of raw sienna, just kind of give it some depth. And here I'm drawing, pretty much using the tip of my palette knife to kind of actually draw my my petals, and it's showing some of that black. That black is showing through the paint as well, so it's kind of look kind of cool. Man, it's just a little yellow. Just a little too strong, so I'm trying to go back over just a little bit. And that should be it. I would love for you guys to try this out using the black background to show through your overall painting. Um, you don't have to do a flower like I did. You can try anything. So um, I would encourage you to try it out, see what you think. Um, just experiment and just paint and see what you come up with. I think you'll like it. I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much.